Hello, welcome to Political Science 155, State and Local Government. My name is Dr. Eric Rader, and I'm the instructor for the class this semester. I'm really glad to have you in the class and hope you have a good experience with it. So a couple things you should know about this class. First of all, it is a 100% online class, which means we will not have any meetings on campus, and we also will not have any like meetings on Zoom or in other ways that you might meet with an instructor. That's you may have classes at Henry Ford where you have weekly Zooms, but that will not be the case with this class. This is a 100% asynchronous class, which means that I will be posting assignments at the beginning of the week, and then you'll have through the end of the week to finish them. Now, certainly I'm always glad to meet with you in my office or by phone or even by Zoom one-on-one, but we will not have any class meetings in person or on Zoom. So the syllabus for the class is available online, so hopefully you will check that out. There will be a syllabus quiz early in the semester, so it's important you're familiar with what's in it. Now, there is a required textbook for the class, but you don't need to buy it. You already have access to it. It will be available on the very first day of class on the Moodle site. Moodle is the course management system we use at Henry Ford, and you'll be able to access the book on day one. It is an online book, so if you're interested in a physical copy of the book or a printed copy, you would need to contact the bookstore and see what options might be available, but you do already have access to the online version of it. It is important that you do the reading each week. There will be assignments. We will cover most of the chapters in the book, but not all of it. But it is important that you are keeping up with the reading, because then the weekly assignments, the written assignments, will make a lot more sense if you've done the reading. And the exams that you're going to be taking throughout the semester are based on what's in the book. Now, in terms of the written assignments, there are two kinds of written assignments. Most weeks of the semester, you will have a discussion board. On the discussion board, I will post a question. It will go live most Monday mornings, and you'll have a chance to read the question and then reply to it. There's a reply button on the message. You'll reply to it. And then your response should be at least 5 full sentences. Now, if it's longer than that, that's okay, but it needs to be at least 5 full sentences. And there's information in the syllabus about the length. And in the response, you're going to respond to what I've written. Now, it should be a substantive response, so not just a one-word response, but it should be a full response in terms of what you think about what I've written. It can be based on what you've read or what you already know. You shouldn't have to do any outside research for that. You should be able to base your answer on what's in the book and what you already know. You will then be responding to another student, but you won't be able to respond to another student's post until you have posted your own. And then it takes about 5 to 10 minutes after you post before you're able to see the other replies. So make sure you give yourself enough time to respond to my question and then also to respond to someone else. There is an early deadline to get your first response in, and if you miss the early deadline, you will lose 3 points on the assignment. So make sure you pay attention to when that early deadline is, and then both of your responses are due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So again, make sure you're paying attention to the date and time that assignments are due. So most weeks of the semester, you will have the discussion board. There will be a couple times in the semester, a few times when you're going to be doing a critical thinking assignment, and what you're doing in that is you're going to be it's a critical thinking or an essay question about a topic that we're covering, and so you'll read the question and then respond to it in a 400-word essay, and you want to address all parts of the question. Now, in terms of the information for that assignment, there's a lot of information in the textbook on all of these questions. However, if you do decide to use outside sources, you want to make sure you give proper credit. So please make sure you cite your sources. You would put those in the comment box on a critical thinking assignment. Understand that if you don't give credit to your source or sources, you run the risk of failing for plagiarism. Plagiarism is when you use someone else's ideas but make them appear as if they're your own ideas. You always have to give credit to any source you use, and that includes the textbook. So if you're quoting from the textbook or if you're including information from the book, then make sure you include that in your source information. If you have any questions about that, please let me know, because you don't want to risk a failure for plagiarism in the class. Now, in terms of other class policies, it is important that you are doing the reading, that you're doing the assignments on time. Make sure you pay attention to the deadlines. Again, the early deadline for discussion board will be on Thursday, with the final deadline for the discussion board on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And then critical thinking essays will always be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. when there's one that week. And then there will be several exams through the semester. The exams will be a mixture of multiple choice and true/false questions based on what's in the reading and what we've talked about in the what you've read online. And those will be timed exams, and you will have 2 opportunities to take an exam, with your higher grade being the one that's counted. And I will give all those instructions when you have your first exam later in the semester. There will be a syllabus quiz early in the semester. You want to make sure you read the syllabus very carefully. Also, there are participation requirements for the class, so make sure you understand what those are. If you're not participating in the class meaningfully, meaning that you're actually doing assignments at the beginning of the semester, you may be marked as never attended, and that would prevent you from completing the class. So make sure you are staying involved in the class, not just at the beginning of the semester, but all through it. You want to make sure that you keep up with the work. It is easy because you're kind of doing this on your own time, deciding when you're going to do assignments. It sometimes can be easy to get kind of overwhelmed with the work, so make sure you give yourself enough time throughout the week to do it, so that you're not finding yourself scrambling at the end of the week. If there is a week where something that comes up in your life that you're not able to finish the assignment, maybe it's an emergency, maybe an illness, maybe something else has occurred, please email me, let me know what's going on. But if I don't hear from you, then I will just assume that you didn't. If there's not an assignment submitted, you'll get a 0. So now I can't always guarantee that I'll give you an extension on an assignment. It kind of depends on what the reason is. I mean, if you just forgot about an assignment, unfortunately, that's not a good reason. But if something really has come up where you had an emergency or whatever, a lot of things are happening these days, and I understand that, then just contact me. I think I'm a fair person, and certainly if it seems like a legitimate reason for why you might have missed an assignment, I'm glad to give you the extension. But if I don't know what's going on, I won't be able to do that. So just email me. Always keep me informed of what's going on, and I'm glad to work with you. So those are just a few things you need to know about the class. A couple other things I should mention. One is I will be posting a video similar to this each week on the topics. Now, I look a little different in some of the videos, and that's because I am using some videos from previous semesters, even previous years, but the content is still relevant. Sometimes I'll create a brand new video depending on what the topic is. A couple of other things: there will be PowerPoint slides included with each week's folder. Those will be related to the reading, and then also a written lecture will be included where I've written out some information about the topic. And in the written lectures, I also try to give you some relevant information about Michigan and Southeast Michigan, and the Metro Detroit area, because this is state and local government. So the general class focuses on state and local government around the country, but we live in Southeast Michigan, and so I want to make sure we have a chance to look at things that are going on here where we live. So you will see in the written lecture there will be some information very specific to either the Metro Detroit area or to Michigan. So that is the kind of in the nutshell what our semester will look like. I will have other videos like this. I'm always glad to talk to you, email with you, certainly meet with you in person if you want to do that safely on campus, or Zoom appointments, all kinds of options. And my contact information is in the syllabus, email, phone, and so forth. Please make sure if you are sending me an email that you tell me not just who you are, make sure you sign your email, but also tell me which class you're in. So just say you're Political Science 155. I do teach multiple sections of classes, and it's good to know, even though I get to know names, it's still, when these are online classes, I may not remember which section you're in. So just let me know you're in Political Science 155. And please make sure you email me from your Hawkmail account, your Henry Ford account, and not from a personal one. Under federal laws, federal privacy laws, we can only, as faculty, are only supposed to respond to official school email accounts. All right. So I hope you have a great semester. I know we'll be communicating a lot online, but certainly if you ever want to meet in person or talk by phone, I'm more than glad to do that. I want to help you succeed in the class this semester. All right. Take care, and we'll see you online.